Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. In the previous episode, we talked about how to establish a relationship with the self and how this will help us in knowing ourselves. One of the most important things that a person should search for within themselves is their boundaries. We briefly mentioned earlier that your life is an individual experience that concerns you alone. And in this episode, I wanted to dive deeper with you into this idea. I, as a human being, exist on the surface of this planet in this place, with these people around me, and some believe that since we are of the same kind human, this means that we are identical copies of one another. But in reality, I do not believe in this at all because I am an individual human born alone and I will die alone. I have my fingerprint and the retina of my eye that do not match with any other person. This is what I have learned, and likewise my genetic fingerprint does not match with anyone else. These were enough signs for me to know that I am a unique individual and that my boundaries are personal and should not be identical to those of anyone else. Although family and society impose some boundaries on me during my upbringing, after a while I realized that they should not be boundaries as much as they should be a transfer of some experiences gained by people who've gone through the experience before, so that I can draw my own boundaries. And by boundaries, I mean the boundaries of thought, awareness, and perception, as well as spiritual boundaries. There are people around the world who are able to travel through the universe with their souls. The world of spirits is vast, and each of us has spiritual boundaries that enable us to discover this spiritual realm unique to us. However, we will not delve much into this matter for now. If you consider those guidelines from family and society as your boundaries, I consider this laziness. Laziness in being yourself, and contentment with following the herd. In this case, you will try to find a false goal to feel the taste of life. So your goal in this life will shift from, what should I do in this life, to, I want to become a doctor or an engineer or a football player, etc. Do you remember those goals we mentioned 2 episodes ago? Yes, in my personal belief, neglecting my abilities and boundaries is what puts me in that vicious cycle. At that point, you will drift with the current and find yourself a guardian over others, passing judgments on the people around you because you think you know something they don't know about. And from here, the principle of accepting the other was born. This seems realistic when you accept an employee working in your company or accept someone who wishes to marry your daughter. But in life, I do not think there is any room for accepting the other. That is because you are not concerned with accepting or not accepting anything in life. You are an individual, created or evolved as some believe. It doesn't matter to me. But what matters to me is that you are an individual who came into existence in the same way that others around you did. So who are you to look down on others around you? What is your advantage that has made you evaluate the people around you? And I am not referring to the advantage of authority or money, because they can be taken away from you easily. But I am talking about your advantage as a mere human being, just like the rest of the humans around you. You are nothing, or you are everything indeed, if you focus on your journey. Allow yourself to exist with people as they are. So place yourself at the start of the road and prepare for your journey in this life. Do not look at anyone around you. Just help if someone needs help without looking at who they are, what their color is, what their gender is, where they are from, or what religion they follow. All these things do not concern you. Focus on yourself. Gain experiences from those around you. Observe and learn even from the simplest things around you, or so you think. The universe around you is filled with teachers. Just open your eyes and observe. Let me guide you to one of them. For example, the tree. It is a great teacher. It works day and night without fatigue or boredom to fulfill its role in life. It has no aspirations to be anything other than itself. There is no olive tree that wants to bear dates, nor is there an apple tree that wants to bear oranges. It is a great teacher for us, and it is strange that a cat does not need to learn this from the tree. There is no cat that aspires to be a dog. However, we humans need to learn this from the tree. The tree wants to live and thrive, but it is not selfish. The roots of trees intertwine with each other, yet they do not kill one another. Trees do not suffocate because of their entangled roots. If a tree in the forest burns due to lightning, the other trees around it provide the necessary nourishment for it to grow again. It gives everything within it to others. It is a home for birds, food for animals and insects, and also for humans. Take from it the wood, the oxygen, and the beautiful shape. It is a beautiful lesson that the tree teaches humans. Take from what God has blessed me with, but do not kill me. We do not only study in schools, we must learn throughout our lives. We learn from everything around us. Everything around you shows you something different. Everything around you is your teacher, and everything around you is a sign for you to observe, so you might see. These lessons are much more important than what you can learn in schools and universities. Life was dark in front of me from despair until I learned it when I saw a flower in the embrace of the mountain. This is how things revolve around us all the time. Life is full of teachers, but we are oblivious, looking at our phones or looking in our pockets or looking in the pockets of others. Please awaken to the teachers around you and seize the opportunity as long as your heart is beating. You exist to learn all that you can learn. It seems that this example has led me to another path outside the scope of our topic about the boundaries of each individual, but in the end, it flows into the same river we are navigating, which is the journey into our depths and self-discovery. I do not think this digression was coincidental, but sometimes the course of events in our lives turns to find someone who needs these words. Reflect on these humble words carefully. If you are that person, reach out to me in the comments. Until we meet again, I hope you find benefit in the silent teachers around us, teachers we have often overlooked, but who still illuminate our lamps of knowledge. Take care. We're glad you made it this far. If our video ignited something within you, we're honored. Join our Javan Rusa community to explore more and be part of our journey.